Hello everyone, today is Monday, January 3rd of 2022. The following are the important articles that we have to read for competitive examinations. Let us start with the page number 1. The first article is 8 lakh income reasonable cap for EWS quota, Center tells SC. So this is in regards to the criteria for an individual to be eligible under the EWS quota, which has been a little bit of a controversial in terms of its rules and regulations, or let us say people who are eligible for it rather who are not eligible for it. So from that perspective, this becomes very important. Try to understand the nuances of the EWS quota, why it is required, is it required, what is the backing for it, and because at the end of the day it is in the matter of court, let us also understand about the constitutionality of it. Does it come under this frame or that frame, right? Moving on, census first phase NPR data collection deferred till September. So this is again in regards to the census or population calculation. So not only that, it is also directly related to the NPR data, that is National Population Register. Try to understand it. Just informative article. If you are not aware of what NPR is, try to go back and read it. It will certainly help you in your exams. Coming to the next article, Taliban promises to keep embassies safe. We'll discuss this article in page number 9. Moving on. Coming to page number 4, that would be states. The article we are looking for is Pune NFAI to restore Satyajit Ray's Pratidhwani. Try to understand the film. Try to understand the contributions of Satyajit Ray. Coming to page number 5, the article is Telangana tops open defecation free list, particularly plus list. There are 2 or 3 lists under the central government open defecation free campaign. What is the Swachh Bharat mission under the aegis this open defecation free program comes under? What are the parameters of it? What are the important points in that scheme? What are the schemes that are awarded in the scheme? Try to get an understanding of the Swachh Bharat, particularly the categories under which states are awarded for their performance. The next article is 2 plant species discovered in Kerala. Just informative article. Try to understand the names of it. Particularly important for state services examinations. Coming to page number 6, editorial. This NSP cannot change Pakistan direction. This is again regards to national security policy that has been adopted by the country of Pakistan for the first time ever. So try to understand the nuances of it. And also there is a lot of emphasis that is being played on Indian role in Pakistani domestic affairs. Whether it's true or not, they have given the unnecessary importance instead of discussing their own country, their own affairs. So that is why this NSP is kind of a silly NSP. Try to understand what points they are making here. I think this editorial does a good job of it, so please don't miss it. Coming to the next article, state schemes can cast a lifeline to this welfare plan. So this is particularly talking about Pradhan Mantri Matru Vardhana Yojana, Vandana Yojana. So try to understand the scheme, why it is important, why the cash incentive being given in the scheme is such an important factor in the overall well-being of not only the mothers but also the children. Why states can play an important role in ensuring the success of this scheme. So moving on to the next editorial, patchwork policy. So this is again regards to the temporary rollback of tax hike that was proposed on textiles under the GST regime. Try to understand the challenges of GST regime. Try to understand the relationship between tax and prosperity of businesses. Given the current economic climate, does overtaxing is helpful or not? Coming to page number 7, that is op-ed. The first article is from selective to universal engagement. This article gives an excellent breakdown of 2021 Indian external and internal diplomacy. Internal in the sense that how our Ministry of External Affairs had been able to balance internal differences with that of the external. So try to read it, get an understanding for it. Moving on, the crypto asset conundrum. This is again cryptocurrency related article. That is why you are going to read it. Cryptocurrency is going to be a major point of discussion both in public and private spheres. So exam wise, very important. Coming to page number 8, that would be news. Pegasus SE panel tells people to report if they were targets. Informative article in regards to the Pegasus and what has happened in that regard. EWS income criterion worked well panel. Again, this is in regards to the EWS thing. Please do link up with the first page article and read about it. Coming to page number 9, draft national air sports policy pushes for safety standards. What is this national air sports policy? What are air sports? Try to understand it from that perspective. What are the safety standards that they are talking about here? Coming to the next article, Pakistan breached ceasefire pact on January 1, says army. Why this thing is particularly important? Try to understand it from that perspective. Taliban promises to keep embassies safe. Again, in regards to the aid India can give to Afghanistan, since the pullout of embassy staff from Afghanistan after the fall of Kabul, things have not improved that much. So this is Taliban trying to ensure that all the embassies that have left come back to Kabul. Malabar is the most complex naval exercise. Try to understand Malabar, the historical aspect of it, the importance of it, and the participants, the core participants and the guest participants. J&K government asks people to share facts on stampede. So the reason I highlighted this article is why there are stampedes still happening in our country. What are the factors contributing to it? What can governments do to address this issue? At the end of the day, they do cause a huge loss of life, and that is something that a government worker should think about. House panel on marriage age has only one woman MP. This is in regards to the committee members or the skewed ratio of women to men on an important issue such as marriage age for women. Equality. From that perspective, read this article. Coming to page number 10, 6 lakh adolescents register for vaccination. Just an update, vaccination of children, whether should we do it or not, that is how you discuss that article. Dubai visit ideal to resume India-Nepal talks XNY. Try to get a bearing on where India and Nepal bilateral relations stands. What are the core issues from Indian side? What are the core issues from the Nepali side? Kaziranga elevated road plan awaits not. What are these elevated road plans in reserve forest areas? Are they useful or they're not? What are the roadblocks in this particular plan? Try to understand it from that perspective. Coming to page number 11, that would be world. With recent overtures, India-China eyes stability in ties after a year of tensions. Indo-China relations, very important, do not skip it. France removes EU flag from Arc de Triomphe. Why it is significant? Why is the approach? Just an informative article. Gives you an insight into the complex relations between France and European Union. Pilgrims prayer rebuilt Park Temple. So what I wanted to highlight is learn more about the minority issues in our neighborhood countries. Very important given the context of NPR and CAA. Coming to text and context, the functioning of INSACOG, very important article, very important article. Learn about INSACOG, a question can be expected. Please do subscribe to the channel, share this video so that it can help other people. Thank you, stay safe, namaste.